Let's just start by saying I hate winter. I don't like anything about it. Despise winter because of this crap. Getting ready to go pick up some parts. I'll talk to you here in a second. I'm gonna show you. Oop, hang on. All right, open my door to get in the truck, and this. Stupid. Winter sucks. All right, good morning. As you can tell, I do not like winter, as the intro suggested. It's 19 degrees outside. Now, I know it gets colder, and there's places in the world that's worse, but I still don't like it. I don't like anything about it. I don't like the cold, I don't like the snow, I don't like the ice, I don't like anything. It makes me not want to do anything besides go to work, which I have to, come home, and sit in the recliner and do nothing. I lose motivation, don't feel like doing anything. So, anyhow, what are we doing today? So, we're just going locally, about 15 minutes away. Man, maybe a little bit more. A friend of mine, he's got an 86 Turbo Z Daytona, and long story short, he's owned the car a very long time, and he's accumulated some parts over the years that he no longer wants to hoard. So he messaged me and said, you know, let's come over here and let's get this stuff out of this way. He's had problems with this car through the years. He keeps trying to build it to be a race car, and it keeps blowing up. But long story short, you know, he's a good guy. He's a great guy. Just needs to, in my opinion, step back, put the car back to stock, or as close to stock, and drive it and enjoy it. You know, if you don't have an endless budget to fix broken parts, or you don't have the knowledge to fix everything that can break, trying to build a race car is not for you. He was on our Lemons Rally team when we did the Lemons Rally TC Maserati. There's videos of that. Those are my early days of doing YouTube. And you know, so like I said, he's a really nice guy. He means well. He's got a big heart, and we're gonna try to help him get his car taken care of. So, with that said, truck's warmed up. So it's 19 degrees outside. Let's get this done. All right, so we're on our way. As you know, sorry for the dirty windshield. It's it's all this salt on the road, and then it's spraying up all over, and the wipers are froze, and yeah, it's just not being a good morning with this weather. So we're gonna just I'll do a video of driving through the city. This is the city that's the closest to us, and it's just like any other typical American city. It has its good points and its bad points. Unfortunately, this city is probably has more bad than good. There's a lot of pretty homes, and there's a lot of pretty areas in this town. But what I think happens is the majority of the people move out to the suburbs. Like, we just drove through the biggest suburb, I guess you would call it. And so all the people that used to live in like these houses that we're going past, you know, moved out to the suburbs, and then slumlords come in and bought these big houses that, you know, most people don't want, those great big giant Victorian homes. And they split them up into duplexes or triplexes or quadplexes, or, you know, whatever, all these apartments. And the slumlords just collect rent, and don't do no maintenance on them. Don't care. All they're after is the rent money, and then, you know, eventually it depletes itself, and the house goes downhill, and then they just walk away, and then the city ends up with it, and then they have to go through all the steps and processes to be able to either sell it or demolish it. And now, not all the homes that we're driving by are like that, but a lot of them are, and it's unfortunate. You know, there's a lot of history in this city. There was a lot of wealth in this city at one time, and that's why a lot of these, you know, big Victorian homes were built. So we're almost to the downtown area, and we'll just kind of drive through, and I'll let you see what it looks like. I don't come this way very often. I do work in this city, but I can get on the highway from my house, and it takes me right to work, so I don't have to come into the city that often. We've been looking for a commercial property, more of a warehouse than a garage, to move this business to. Man, I'll tell you, prices of properties right now are just insane. And I don't know how we're going to do it or what we're going to do. My wife and I have talked, and she's probably tired of hearing me talk about it. You know, but I believe that you can't give up on your dream either. You have to keep trying. You know, whatever, you gotta have to do whatever it takes. I figure something eventually will pop up, hopefully. This city's got a cool carousel down here. We're gonna go past it. You probably won't be able to see very much of it. They used to, I think they still do actually, they used to make the horses for the carousels down here. And if you look to the right at this light, that building on the right there with the glass doors, it's hard to see it. I can try to zoom in here. That building right there, that's got a carousel in it. And they're open, I don't know what their hours are, but they're open, and you can go in and ride the carousel. So it's pretty cool. They do a lot of activities there. At one time there was a Daytona sitting down here, and then there was a Shadow. I could never get a hold of anybody on the Daytona, and then it disappeared. And then a friend of mine was at the house one day, and we was talking, and he's like, "Oh, I know where that car's at," and he told me where he thought it was, and it's not there either, and I don't know. I have no idea where it is. Haven't seen it in, I don't know, probably 4 years. But the Shadow, the last I knew, it was still sitting up here. I tried to buy it. I was in talking to the owner, and he just would never put a price on it. It was always one of those, well, make me an offer, and I don't know, I'm a believer that it's your stuff, you're trying to sell it, you know what you want, put a price on your stuff, and then let's go from there. I do not like making an offer, because to me, you're fishing for a high price. You're hoping that I say, you know, something ridiculous, and you're like, oh yeah, I made money on this, or, you know, I got them. Whereas, you know what you'll take. So tell me, and we'll go from there, because I'm trying to get it as cheap as I can, obviously. But I'm actually, once we finish at my buddy's house, if I remember, I'm gonna drive by and see if that Shadow's still sitting there. The street we just turned on used to be a one-way street going the other direction, and they came and changed it, and now it's a two-way, and it's kind of confusing if you don't know it very well. But a lot of pretty churches. So there's a lot of history in this town, this city. There really is. There's a little diner in that little section we just passed. It's called the Coney Island, I think. But they've been there forever. I think they've been there since like the 40s, 1940s or 50s. building down this area of town that last I knew was for lease, but this is one of those areas of town where your stuff might come up missing and might grow legs and walk away, and you know, and if you can't be there all the time, you're just impossible. So that's why we've never really inquired about it. Again, I apologize for the dirty windshield. I could have moved the mount, but I can't do that while I'm driving, so one of those things we just have to live with. If I can turn right on red or not, but we did it. So, all right, we're almost to my buddy's house. I'm turning this off, and we'll get these parts loaded up, and then I'll probably go over what we got once I get back home. So we'll see in a little bit. All right, we're back home now. What did we end up with? So this is, like I said, is a friend of mine, and he just needed to get rid of some stuff to make up some space, some room in his garage. So we got a nice passenger red seat. There's a bunch of red interior trim. Bumper cover that's probably going to end up being junk. A couple valve covers, an intake manifold, fan. And in the box is a cylinder head, some AC parts. And then the best part was we got another 555 transmission. There's a rear seat down there that's tore up. I told him I'd just take it and get rid of it. So yeah, not a ton of stuff, but I knew that going in. So, you know, like I said, it was just this trip was mostly to help a friend out. So it is 20 degrees outside. I am going to figure out where to put all this stuff to get it out of the truck because I'm ready to go in the house and be done. I am cold. So let me get this done, and like, follow, subscribe. Let me know what you think. If you're interested in any of these parts, if you need red interior parts, let me know. The valve covers and the intake manifold are definitely going to end up on eBay, in the eBay store, and I'll put a link to that. So appreciate you watching, and we'll catch you on the next one.